All right, let's get right into it. On one side, you've got the streaming upstart that completely changed how we watch, well, everything. And on the other, a legendary studio, a real titan from the golden age of Hollywood. For years, they've been competitors. But now, they're joining forces in a move that is absolutely going to reshape the entire entertainment world as we know it.
So today, we're diving deep into the official documents to understand the making of a new media titan. This is all about the monumental merger between Netflix and Warner Bros. And trust me, this is not just another business deal. This is the creation of an entertainment superpower, and we are going to walk through exactly how it's all going down.
So here's the game plan. We'll start with the headline news, then we'll break down that insane price tag. We're going to get into the real reason this is happening now, unravel the complex corporate maneuvering to make it happen, look at the giant penalty if it all falls apart, and then lay out the timeline for what comes next.
Okay, first up, say hello to Hollywood's new power couple. When this news dropped on December 5th, 2025, it sent absolute shockwaves through the industry. This is way more than just a business story. It's probably the biggest entertainment story in a decade, and it's the beginning of a whole new chapter for these two iconic brands.
So here's the bottom line, plain and simple. Netflix is acquiring the entire Warner Bros. Entertainment empire. Just think about that. That means the legendary film and TV studios, the cultural powerhouse that is HBO, and the entire HBO Max streaming service. All of it, under one massive roof. It's a huge consolidation of creative power.
All right, let's talk about the money, because we are looking at an $83 billion price tag. Calling this a blockbuster deal is, frankly, a massive understatement. This is the kind of money that doesn't just make waves, it triggers a tsunami across the entire industry.
I mean, just look at that number, $82.7 billion. That is the total enterprise value of this deal. A number that big tells you everything about the incredible power of Warner's library, from Batman to Harry Potter, and its rock-solid place in our culture.
Now, here's where it gets interesting when you look at the breakdown. That $72 billion, that's the equity value, basically what's being paid for the stock. But the enterprise value is actually higher, see, almost $83 billion, because it includes all the debt that Netflix is agreeing to take on. This gives you a much better picture of the true financial scale of this monster acquisition.
Okay, so we've covered the what and the how much, but the really big question is why? And why now? We're in the middle of the streaming wars, where it feels like every company is just burning cash to make new content. So why this merger? For a lot of people, this move looks like the end game.
So, how are they selling this deal to the public? Well, according to the official announcement, the vision is a perfect three-way win. For us, the audience, they're promising more choice and better value. For creators, it's about bigger opportunities on a global stage. And, no surprise, for shareholders, it is all about creating a ton of new value. From the Warner Bros. Discovery side, you have CEO David Zaslav, and he's framing this as a union of legacy storytellers. The idea is to bring their incredible creations to an even bigger global audience. It's really about preserving and expanding that creative heritage. And then from the Netflix side, co-CEO Ted Sarandos points right at their biggest strength, their global scale. The strategy couldn't be clearer. Take Warner's unbelievable content and just plug it into the massive Netflix distribution machine, amplifying its reach and, of course, its profits. Okay, so let's get into the nitty-gritty. Merging two companies this huge isn't as simple as just writing a check. It requires this incredibly complex corporate shuffle. It's almost like financial surgery, really.
So get this, the crucial first step isn't a merger at all. It's a separation. Before Netflix can actually buy the Warner Bros. Assets, the parent company, Warner Bros. Discovery, has to literally split itself in two. It's kind of like dividing an empire before one half can be acquired by another.
And here is exactly what that split looks like. On one side, Netflix gets the crown jewels, the Warner Bros. Studios, the entire HBO and HBO Max ecosystem, and that full legendary content library. Everything that's left over gets spun off into a brand new independent company called Discovery Global, which will hold assets like CNN, TNT Sports, and the Discovery Channel. So let's just boil down that legal maze into three simple steps. First, you have the spinoff we just talked about. Second, all the assets Netflix actually wants get reorganized into a new, clean holding company. And then third, Netflix officially merges with that new company. And boom, the deal is done. It's a complicated but really clever corporate dance. But, with any deal this massive, there's always a chance it could fall apart. The stakes are just astronomical, which is why the agreement has a penalty clause that is, frankly, mind-boggling. This is what's known as the breakup fee.
So let's play this out. What if another company swoops in with what the legal documents call a superior proposal? If Warner Bros. Decides to leave Netflix at the altar for a better offer, what's the price for breaking that engagement?
$2.8 billion. That is not a typo. The company termination fee is nearly $3 billion. It is one of the biggest breakup fees you will ever see, and it's designed to make both sides think very, very hard before walking away. See, a number like that isn't just a penalty, it's a statement. It shows an incredible financial commitment from both companies. It basically acts like a set of golden handcuffs, locking them together and giving them a powerful reason to get through all the regulatory hurdles and see this thing through to the very end.
So, the deal's been announced, the terms are set. How long until this new Hollywood behemoth is actually a reality? Well, this process isn't instant. There's a pretty clear timeline with some major milestones still ahead.
The official documents lay it all out for us. So, the deal was announced back in December of 2025. That crucial spinoff of Discovery Global is scheduled for the third quarter of 2026. And the final, drop-dead deadline, the absolute last day this merger has to be completed, is March 4th, 2027.
And all of this leaves us with the ultimate question. I mean, on paper, combining Netflix's global machine with Warner's legendary content seems completely unstoppable. But as these two giants become one, will they actually create the definitive entertainment empire for the next generation? Or will they just become a titan that's too big, too complicated, and too powerful to actually succeed? I guess only time will tell.